Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name's Travis, I'm 21 years old, and I'm making this video to just share my experiences with you guys on what it was like to have COVID-19 and how it affected me, and to maybe answer questions that a few of you guys have about the whole process. I'll take you back to the beginning. I started the symptoms on Wednesday the 18th of March. I started off with a scratchy throat in the morning, didn't think much of it. I did have meds with me, so I took them because I had been struggling with the flu on and off for a month prior to getting COVID-19 even. Thursday the 19th I woke up with a little bit of a mild cough and an irritable throat. Nothing more than that really. Didn't really get worse, sort of just stayed the same throughout the day, just wasn't really going away, even when I did medicate. I woke up on Friday the 20th and I just felt like I wanted to rip my throat out. That's the best way I can describe it. It was incredibly painful. It felt like I was swallowing glass. For the people that have asked me what it was like, that's the best explanation I can give. My cough became quite heavy and quite persistent and just wasn't going away. And I had a little bit of an uneasy feeling about it all, and I said to my mom, listen, this is the situation, what do you think I should do? So she said, well, yeah, I think you should go get tested, just to be safe. It costs a little bit of money, but just go and do it and give yourself peace of mind. And also I'd been working with a few different people, so my concern was possibly passing it on to them. I went and got tested and didn't think much of it, went through the whole process, and it is a bit of an uneasy one. And I made the decision to go straight into self-isolation, cut myself away from everyone, just as a precautionary, because I just didn't know what I had and if I did have it, and I just wanted to be safe rather than sorry and not possibly affect anyone else's lives. And I went into isolation, and for me the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday was quite rough, and I was just treating the symptoms like you would if you had the flu. And then I wasn't getting any better, and I hadn't had my results back yet, and I waited and Wednesday came, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was, I got better, I started feeling a little bit better, but one thing about COVID is you get better before you get a lot worse, and it can take any sort of time period. You can take 48 hours to pick it up and be showing symptoms, up to 14 days before you have the real effects of it. From my understanding, and so I woke up to a phone call on Saturday. It was the 26th or 27th of March, and I got a phone call from my doctor, and I got the news that I had unfortunately tested positive. And I must say it's quite a mental roller coaster and an emotional one, because you never think you're going to get what everyone's deeming in this global pandemic that's starting to kill people around the world. You don't ever think it's going to come onto your doorstep and you'll ever experience it. So I took quite a knock mentally, and I just went on to a different course of medication, and we were going to monitor the whole situation. That was the plan going forward, so I was fine with that. Sunday came and I started feeling a little bit bad again, and one thing I realized about COVID is it got a lot worse in the late afternoons, evenings than what it did at any time else during the day, because that's when your body apparently wants to relax, so therefore the virus takes more of an effect when you're not moving around, and the virus wants you to basically be in bed. It was Monday evening at about 11:30 in the evening, and I was talking to a friend of mine over WhatsApp, and I was just saying to her that I'm not feeling great. I can feel my temperature's gone up, and this is the first time that I was showing higher temperatures than maybe a degree or more than what you're supposed to be. So I was sitting at around about 37 before during the whole time. That evening I hit 40.3 at about 12 o'clock that Monday evening, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I felt like I'd gone 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. My shortness of breath had gotten worse over time, and it was basically like you constantly gasping for air. You just can't get enough air into your lungs. my body had taken a knock, and I was only able to really get from my bed to my bathroom, which isn't very far, and I was nauseous from the fever and everything else, and I did whatever I could to break the fever. And I'd spoken to my mom. She told me what to do, and I didn't want anyone to come into my space, because obviously I was positive, so I would naturally infect them. I had to deal with this, on my own, and I was on my own through this whole process physically. People were there for me emotionally and mentally, but physically I was on my own. And I fell asleep. I passed out of my bed early hours of Tuesday morning, and my mom went to work, and she spoke to the doctors at the hospital she works at, and they said they need to get me in because this is concerning. I'm 21, a healthy guy. I don't have any underlying health conditions or anything that could aggravate the virus, which was an alarm bell for them. And looking back on it now, fortunately they did admit me to hospital. So paramedics came, and they were phenomenal. They got me up on a gurney and everything, and took me off to the hospital. It was quite an emotional experience and a mental experience for my mom. Obviously working with this new virus every day, and then her son is being admitted into hospital. So I was taken through, and I had the most incredible doctors, and I can't thank them enough. I don't want to say anyone's names, but when this is all over, I would love to personally go and thank every single person, every nurse, every care worker, and every doctor that looked after me through my whole time in hospital, and even afterwards, because if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be standing here. And so I was taken straight through to ICU. They put me in a cubicle that was separate from everyone else, and it was a bit like the movies, where you see everyone coming in these suits and all this protective gear and stuff like that. And like I say, it's only things you read in books and watch on movies. And so that was my start to my 7 days in ICU. I was on oxygen for a couple of days, and I was told to go home and rest, which I did. And it's been a month and 10 or 11 days now, and I'm only now back to Travis, back to being normal, back to feeling relatively normal. But it took an incredible effect on my body, and to be honest with you, to be very blunt, and I was blunt with a lot of people that are close to me, and it was very surreal to say this, but I was on death's door, and that was the reality of everything. All I want to say to round this all off is, if you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to comment or send me a message, and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. But please don't take this lightly. It almost killed a 21-year-old healthy guy with no underlying health conditions, and it's a very, very real thing that we're dealing with in this world. And please be understanding to the healthcare workers and the nurses out there. I want to say a very, very special thank you to my doctors, to the nurses, to my mom, to my really, really close friends and family that send me messages of support and encouragement. I wish I could say everyone's name, but I don't want to do that, just because it's not my place. But they know who they are, and also at the end of it, I can't be more grateful to the guy above for keeping me here, because obviously there's still a reason, and I'm just incredibly grateful to still be standing here, because I could have easily been another statistic on the wrong end in the world. And there's a lot of families that are hurting through this process, that have lost loved ones. So please be compassionate to everyone, show love, but from obviously a safe distance. In these times, things will get better, life will go back to normal eventually, and we need to just be patient and be understanding to the current environment we find ourselves in. And it's just shown me what is of true value in this world, and that's relationships, that's love, that's kindness with people. There's not much else, and like like I said, I'm incredibly grateful for to still be here, but I'm also grateful for the experience that I've been through. As hard as it was, wouldn't change anything, but please be safe and be considerate to everyone around you, and I pray that everyone stays safe and that we can all get through this and come out better on the other side.